And I thought Ryan said something interesting there. You know, Sidney Crosby just marveling at Connor McDavid's performance throughout this Olympic tournament. How about you, Craig? What you saw, you see him a lot out in Alberta, but this is a different McDavid, so he doesn't get the gold, but it's almost like he took it to another level in this tournament.
He did take it to another level, and you put him on the Olympic stage on the bright spotlight, and everybody should have been marveling at Connor McDavid. Our friend Mike Kaczynski works in the building, great guy. He sent me a note last week, and he said, if you're an alien from outer space and you came and watched the game with Connor McDavid, you say, that's the best hockey player I've ever seen.
Yep.
And I think that that's exactly what he did. I mean, you think about setting the record for points at the Olympics. You think about how he took the Olympic challenge and he said, he's the best player. He doesn't say he's the best player. We all know he's the best player. And he showed everybody that he's the best player. And you think about Sidney Crosby going out of the lineup, and that certainly hurts Team Canada. But Connor McDavid, he stood in there, and he did everything under his power to try to help this team emerge with the gold medal. And, you know, you think about winning the Conn Smythe Trophy when they lost the Stanley Cup final, MVP at the Olympics, not winning the gold medal. I'm a big believer in this, and Bob Gainey is the one that first said it. He goes, if you play with the purpose and the sacrifice that requires you to be a champion, he says sooner or later you're going to intersect with winning. Connor McDavid is going to intersect with winning. Of that, I have no doubt.
I have another quick question for you. Pierre LeBrun alluded to not only he, but a lot of people not thrilled with the 3-on-3 OT format. And I like that Pierre pointed out they had a closing ceremony to get to a few hours later. Where do you stand on that, Craig?
I like that. I mean, we all know that 3-on-3 it is not ideal. It doesn't look right. Maybe we should go to 2-on-2. I'm kidding. You know, there was 4-on-4 in Vancouver, and I think it has to be rethought. Okay, everybody knows what the rules are going in. That's how the International Ice Hockey Federation runs their tournaments, and it goes all the way to the gold medal game. And I think Pierre's comment about looking at it, examining it, is there a better way to do that? I think in the group play, maybe in the quarterfinal, you have to do it because there's more games coming up.
Yeah.
But when you get to a semifinal and you get to a gold medal match, I think that there is every opportunity to rethink how you play overtime to make it more resemble what the players have gone through for 60-plus minutes.
I think that's a fair statement. One more for you. Doug Armstrong and company. Man, so much scrutiny. It's tough to put a team together like this when you have the entire nation offering their opinion. But in your opinion, as we've gone through this tournament, did Doug Armstrong and company get it right?
Yeah, I don't think there's any question. I mean, Mike Johnson and I, we did the Olympic roster a number of times, and I think at the end of it, there was only 4 players that they named that we didn't have on our team. And I'm not going to sit here and say, look at how smart we are, because there's so many good players, and Doug Armstrong and the management team had such a group of players to select from, and it's not easy. And at the same time, I think that anybody in the country can pick 20 players that can be on the team. We're always talking about those other players.
You could pick 2 teams very easily.
Yeah, so, you know, you could say this player over that player. This team played exceptionally well. Yes, they were tested in the quarterfinal by Czechia. Yes, they were tested by Finland. But good teams have resiliency. They understand what they need. You know, it's interesting because we could sit here all day long and think about what would it mean if they had Josh Morrissey and they had Sidney Crosby, you know, available to them in these important games. They didn't. That was the reality of the situation. But I think that the team that was picked, Jordan Binnington, right from the first game showed he warranted being selected, and he earned the opportunity to be the guy, and he was the guy. But I don't think there's anything to quibble about with the selection of the players on this team.
What did Nathan MacKinnon say about reality? What was this? He had a great line.
He said, you can't fight reality.
Can't fight reality, and sometimes reality bites. Thanks, Craig.